If you're trying to put text into a box, one of the things that in good design is we want some spacing between the text and the edge of your container. Now, if you're going to put text in something, click on your text tool, go ahead and draw your box. And then now it's currently in the text function. Let's click the pointer tool, and now you'll see it selects the box itself. I'm going to, instead of the toolbar, I'm going to use the properties tab. It's better because it gives you more options. You want to go to appearance, and you'll notice this red line through fill means there's no fill, and stroke would be the border around it, and that's set to nothing either. Here's corner, so if you would like to round your corners, you can do this as well. I'm going to use a inset just so you can see what it looks like. So you'll see it actually puts the little box here. Now you can't see it yet because we have no color. I'm going to click this. It will launch my color options. Right now here it confirms that there's no color. So this right here is your swatches. This right here are the color options and the gradient options. But for this, I want to select show. No, I don't. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to make sure apply is to the frame. So it's not trying to fill the entire thing, or so it would be your text or your frame. Which do you want to color? So right now we just want the frame. I'm going to click here and I'm going to type new color swatch. So I have several options here. If you know the hex code for your color, you can type it in here, or you can just use the sliders here to change it to what you'd like. So I'm going to choose something that's a little redder, and I'm going to click OK. So you'll see now it filled my box. Now I want to put text in here. I'm going to go back to the text tool. I'm going to type my text in here. I'll select my text tool, and normally you would start typing, but for this I'm going to select type, fill with placeholder text. So it's now filled it with this black text, which first place there's no contrast. So I'm going to select this text, and I'm going to now, because now the color is the text, I'm going to select this and I'm going to change it to white or paper. And I also want it to be larger so that you can see what I'm going to show you here. So you'll notice that it's going right to the very edge of the box at the top up here. We don't want that. We want some padding in there, some spacing, they call it actually. I call it padding. I'm going to use the pointer tool, select the box itself because we want to add that spacing to the box. I'm going to go up to Object and then Text Frame Options, or you can hit Control or Option B. You want to go down here to Inset Spacing, and I'm sorry, but right now I have Pica set on, which is so it's set now so that it will change everything. If it's got a line through it, you can change these individually. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to click this, and you'll see, I'm just going to keep clicking so you can see how it adds that padding there. Now, if I want to just change the top or the side, I removed all that filler text that was in here. Now, what happens if I want to do separate text boxes within this colored frame? So in that case, you would make a you would use your rectangle tool. You'd make your box there, then you'd fill it with your fill. I'll just use regular red. And now I'm going to go up here to my text tool. I'm going to make a text box within here. All right, so how do I know these edges are what I want it to be? Select your, or I'm sorry, use your selection tool. This is the text box is already selected. Hold your shift key and go outside that box and select your rectangle. Now there's a tool, go up to width. You want to go down to Object and Layout and select Align or Shift F7. Now you can play around with these to see what they do, but the first thing that you need to do is what are you aligning? So I am aligning to the selection itself, and I want it to both of them to be in the center. Like I said, sometimes I have to play around with these. So it's this one that I want here, and now I know that box is centered. Go back to my text tool and type project 1. Something else to add in here. If I like the way this looks, I want to make that a style so that it's consistent throughout. Sorry, my computer gets slow. Window and then styles. And we want paragraph styles. Ignore basic paragraph because that's what anything that's there is. We're going to add a new style and it comes up paragraph style 1. Just double click that and it's going to launch another dialog box. I'm going to change this to project name just so I know what it is. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to select basic character formats, which allows me to change the font family, the font style, the font size, leading, kerning, tracking, etc. I'm going to make this very simple and I'm going to make this Roboto. And I'm going to move this out of the way, select preview so I can see what it looks like. And that's what I want. Maybe I want it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to nudge this up to make it what I want it to be. Now, right now, it's using this entire text box. But I'm going to show you how you can do multiple text boxes. Go back down. Oops. So I'm going to click OK. And now I've made that style that I want based on what was already there. You can also create a style and fill in all the different things you want, the color, the font, etc. Well, right now, all I need to do is select this, and you'll see the style's already there. Ta-da! So that saves you all that time. Now for this one, maybe we want to put project 1 and we want to go to a new line and we want to type typography poster, but we don't want them to be the same size. So I'm going to pause here while I make this a separate style. Before I actually set this, I want to come back in so I can show you what some of these other options are. You have indents and spacing. And what's important here is your alignment. If you're going to do a lot of text, don't center it. You can either use left or left justify. If you use left justify, you have to make sure your hyphening is on. So I'm just going to leave it left. We don't need tabs. Paragraph rules would be if you want lines above or below. Character colors, which in this case, I want to make sure it's set to paper. Because if not, which is white. If not, again, you have the contrast problem. And that should be all you need. But again, when you're in here, play around with these other options and see what they do. So I'll hit OK. So now you'll see in my paragraph styles dialog box or panel that I have three styles here. I have body text, I have project name, and I have project application. Now, I think this is too close together. It looks like a book. It's difficult to read. So you don't even need to select it. I apologize. Just put your cursor in this because it already knows that the paragraph style is body text. If you right click on it, you have the option to edit it. Is just go into my basic character formats and I'm going to open up that leading a little bit. I'm just going to use, instead of this, which is the presets, I'm going to just bump it up so I can see what it looks like. I like that. It's easier to read and everything else. Again, make sure your preview is on, then hit OK. And let me hit W so we can see what it looks like. So I hope this helps you so you don't have text that what I call bangs up against the side of your container. And you have a more professional look. Use your paragraph styles so that it always looks this way. You can also do this using the objects or using the boxes, but that's another video. Thanks a lot and have fun using InDesign.